Well, the Department of Rev Tax is responding to an audit that reveals millions in lost revenue because of bad checks, saying that the audit appears to be misleading because it only covers a 5-year period. Here's more. The Office of Public Accountability released an audit report stating that the handling of returned checks at the Department of Revenue and Taxation has worsened, noting that millions in revenues were lost because of the department's failure to collect on these bad checks. But we sat down with DRT Director John Camacho, who pointed out that the audit only covers a period of 5 years.
In part where there it says, loss of revenues, really, in essence, there's no really loss of revenue. It's just timing. It's a timing issue because the taxes for collection is 10 years. And if you notice, this audit is for 5 years from 2010 to 15, so it's still within the 10-year period. So it's basically just a matter of us collecting from this return checks.
According to the audit report, between Rev Tax, the Department of Administration, and the AG's Child Support Division Disbursement Unit, there were a total of 2,464 checks that were returned between 2011 and 2015. This number equates to $5.5 million, of which $5.2 million were checks handled by Rev Tax. In fact, the report states that one check amounted to $459,000 that had not been collected since December of 2014.
Maybe one way of looking at it, it may not be collected now, and it may be a tax that was due in 11 or 12 or 13, where the audit period, but in the future, if something were to come out and these makers of these return checks have the funds, then the opportunity is there for us to collect.
According to the report, the number of checks processed by Rev Tax increased tenfold. In 2011, the agency processed 24,000 checks. In 2015, they processed 297,000 checks. But the number of checks that bounced between those years did not significantly change. Of the 24,000 checks processed in 2011, only 511 bounced. For the 297,000 checks that were processed in 2015, only 485 checks were returned.
There are room to improve, and we are looking at improving our processes and our procedures for both our section and for DOA. We have talked about meeting and trying to improve the reconciliation process.
You can read the full audit online at pacificnewscenter.com.